Everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 10 o'clock, July 22nd. And let's give it a couple minutes for people to join on in. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Um, Feeling really good today. Just really experiencing more and more peace all the time. I feel myself. It's not that my mind is not busy at times, but I feel myself being very aware of my thoughts and being very aware of the busyness. And just for a moment, I'll have a thought, and then I recognize that that thought is not the truth of who I am. It's just an illusion, honestly. And it's okay. We all have thoughts. We all have busy minds. Sometimes I say this in the meditation. It doesn't matter whether we have one thought or 1,000 thoughts. It really doesn't. If you're being present, conscious, and aware of the thoughts. So that's the idea behind this of, you know, catching ourselves more and more as our minds drift off and we're not still within ourselves. And also, what's true is we have to come to that point to recognize who we are not. And when those thoughts come up and you recognize that's not me, they'll fall away very easily. But if you think, no, this is me, I'm arrogant, I'm mean, or even I'm kind, all those stories that you believe to be true, they will all pull you into the world. And I think Jesus said, be in the world, but not of it. And so, in any case, what he was referring to basically is notice the thoughts, notice the feelings, and then from the noticing and recognizing that that's not the truth of who you are, you can allow those thoughts, those feelings, those experiences to fall away very easily and just simply come back to the truth of who you are. So that's what this meditation, all these meditations are about, is helping you to become more aware of who you are and who you are not. So I've been experiencing a lot of peace with that lately, and just noticing when I'm feeling stressed, like, oh, okay, I'm buying into the thoughts in some way again. So okay, enough talk. Let's meditate. Not that I won't be talking during the meditation, I guess. uh, so let's see here. So just allowing your body to completely relax and surrender into whatever you're sitting or lying on, and just allow your body to be completely supported by whatever you're sitting or lying on. And just allow your entire being, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, allow your entire being to just melt into this moment, melt into the source, God, whatever you want to call it, melt into life. Just allow yourself to just fully let go and be present with this moment. And there is nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to do. There's no doingness in this meditation, none whatsoever. You don't need to use your imagination to enhance the meditation. You don't need to use your intentions or have an agenda or I hope this is really a good meditation. Please just let all of that go. All of that go. And the more you're able to let go of needing this meditation or needing life or needing yourself or needing someone else to look a certain way, the more you can let go of that, you can just rest in the peace of this moment, right? Because I just really want you to get this, and that is peace is here right now in this moment. You literally don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to climb a mountaintop. You don't have to prove your worth. And you don't have to wait for something else to happen. All that's necessary right now is to let go of your need to fix or change anything about yourself, about others, or the world just for this meditation. Okay? Can we do this? Can we just let go of all of our agendas for life to be any different than what it is? The world will be fine without you for an hour, right? The world will be okay. And and not only will it be okay, but if you can just rest in the stillness and the peace of this moment without needing to fix or change anything, in other words, just allowing yourself to be at peace with this moment, with life, with God, with yourself, with everything. Just don't no need to fix or change anything for right now, and just rest in the peace and the stillness of this moment during meditation. And then when you re-enter the world, you can re-enter it from a place that is restored and renewed, right? Just give yourself this permission to do this. Just ignore your mind, shut it off for a moment, set it to the side just for this meditation. And if it does get busy, okay, fine, let it get busy and just notice that and come right back to resting in the stillness of who you are. The stillness never ever goes away. No more than the truth of who you are, it never goes away. We look so hard to be authentic. We look so hard to be at peace. We look so hard to be in joy and in love. We look so hard to find God. And it's all right here, right now. And you might say, your mind might say, well, how can that be? Then why don't I feel it? You simply haven't felt it because you were so trapped in the idea of who you think you should be or who you think you are, and your mind needs life to look a certain way in order to be at peace, to be at joy, to be in love, to be connected and aligned with God, and to be your true self. Your mind needs you to look or do or show up in a certain way in order for it to be happy. I'm inviting you to just let go of that nonsense. Just let go of it. It's not really nonsense. I mean, I use that word. On one hand, it is. On the other hand, it's all been perfect. It's all been perfect. And it's all this play of life that is giving you the experiences you need to come to this point, of just emptying out and letting go of all those old beliefs and stories that block you from experiencing the peace right now in this present moment. And I've really been experiencing this a lot lately. This is peace. This peace. And I've said this a few times lately, but it pops into my head, so I'll say it again. The mystic philosopher Krishnamurti, very well known, has several books. My favorite was Think on These Things, and is just thought provoking questions to get you to question who you are. Who am I? Why aren't I happy? Why aren't I living in peace and joy and love? Where is God? Although Krishnamurti went and asked that question, he actually didn't believe in God. So, um, but there's many paths for many people. So, in fact, I was reading something by Muji today. He said, there's many paths. He said it 3 times and said there may be as many paths as there are seekers. So who's to say what your path is? You're here in this meditation, either live or when you see it on video. You're here, and maybe there's a reason you're here, to get something to help you with whatever path is yours. And I probably have gone in different directions at different times. The Ashaya Ascension is absolutely a wonderful meditation, which I am not available to teach because I am not a certified teacher. I wouldn't say I'm not a qualified teacher. I would just say I'm not a certified teacher. And so I honor that, because it's not just about teaching the meditation. It's about also connecting with the divine lineage that comes along with the meditation. And what I feel is true for me is my path. I feel my teacher from the Ashaya Ascension, Sadashiva, Maharishi Sadashiva Asham, and also my teacher, Muji Baba, and to my brother and my teacher, Jesus, and ultimately the ultimate guru, my beloved Father in God. And I've seen them all approach things so differently, and yet it all leads to the same place: to fully realize the truth of who you are, to fully realize that you are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings, you are not your perceptions of the world, and you are not the doer of your actions. You are simply the one who is a witness to all of those. And I don't know about you, but my mind sometimes gets busy. The mind used to get a lot busier with this, less and less so all the time, though. And that is, what do you mean I'm not thinking these thoughts? What do you mean I'm not thinking these thoughts? These thoughts are coming in, I'm thinking them. Well, I just ask you to take a deeper look at that. If you are the thinker of those thoughts, then who is the one that is aware of those thoughts? Who is the one that is aware of the thinker? Right? And the thoughts come and go. They come and go. They're always coming and going. If you are your thoughts, that would also mean that you come and go, right? The thoughts come and go. You would have to come and go. And if you look closely, you will find that everything comes and goes. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your feelings are only just those thoughts that you believe to be true. And if it's a so-called negative thought, you will have a negative feeling. If you believe a so-called loving thought, you will have a loving or joyful experience. So feelings are of the mind as well. And then some people say, well, wait a minute, love, that's not of the mind, that's of the heart. When we speak of love, most people speak of love from the head. They have an idea of what they think love is or what love is supposed to be. True love, True love is when we move beyond the thoughts, beyond the feelings, beyond the mind, so that a pure, unconditional, unadulterated love is there. But for most, love is always tainted with our thoughts, beliefs, feelings that we have, that this person should be this in order for me to love them. I need to do this in order to love myself. And does God love me? But the pure love and truth of who you are, there's no question about that. And I got tapped in my left ear. If your spirit physically taps my ear sometimes, so let me just kind of, to catch my attention, let me just check in, and let me just empty out, empty out, empty out. Who are you really? Who are you really? There's many teachers that would say this is one of the greatest teachings that we can work with, is to simply ask ourselves, who am I? Who am I? And the more you ask that question, Spirit responds in teaching you, showing you. And sometimes they teach you and show you who you are not, so you can have a deeper understanding and recognition of who you are. And that's what this path is about, is simply becoming aware of all those things that you are not, that block you from recognizing the very truth of who you are, that is right here, right now, in this moment. So I feel like I want to come all the way back again now to just not needing life to be any different than what it is. And I actually started to say, one of my favorite quotes from Krishnamurti is not well, he was actually speaking to an audience and said, I have a secret to tell you. I don't care what happens to me. And that is the ultimate surrender, right? The ultimate surrender is when you can surrender to God so fully, so completely. You can surrender to life so fully, so completely. You can surrender to your true self, your own God essence, so fully and so completely, that you have trust and faith to say, whatever you want to bring me, I'm all in. And I have to tell you, when I first did that, it scared me. And my mind got very busy. If I say God can bring me whatever God wants to bring me, then I might lose all my money. I might die. Maybe my wife or son dies, or a loved one dies. Maybe I lose my job. Maybe I end up getting in a bad accident. These were all thoughts that were from fear that I had been storing within myself. But let me say this, as I've said many times from A Course in Miracles, it said, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Because when you connect with your true self, that one that is beyond your thoughts, your feelings, your perceptions, your actions, beyond your physical form, because remember, the physical form comes and goes too, right? People can debate about lifetimes or whatever. I don't really care. This moment, this life has enough to offer. So whatever you believe on, that is perfect and fine. It doesn't matter to me. But what I do want to say is that um, I lost my train of thought on that, getting a little too caught up in, is there lifetimes or not. Let me just empty out. Let me just come back to the moment. Seemed like there was something kind of juicy about to come up there. So I'm going to have to let that go. I invite you to do the same thing. And I was saying that nothing real can be threatened. The truth of who you are that is beyond all those things that I just described, because you are no thing, nothing. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean that from the kindest truth, is that when you move beyond all these things, all these ideas, concepts, beliefs of who you think you are, then you come back to a place that is empty and still and quiet, and is without form or shape. It is simply the emptiness. And it doesn't matter whatever happens in life. Like I was saying, I was afraid, um, afraid of an accident or losing a loved one or losing my money or my home or my job, losing my life. I was afraid of all of those things. But the truth is, when I let go of those things and I see, not with physical eyes, but spiritual eyes, I see the truth of who I am. I realize that is all an illusion. It's an illusion because there is nothing anyone can ever do to attack you, diminish you, or or diminish you in any way whatsoever, because you are you. There's nothing anyone can do to get rid of you. There's nothing anyone can do to convince you or persuade you or diminish you where you would believe that you're less than this pure wholeness and truth of who you are, that is perfectly aligned with God and is God. And so when we say nothing real can be threatened, the truth of who you are cannot be threatened. The idea of who you think you are, this self-image that you carry around, can definitely be diminished, can definitely be attacked, because your mind says, how dare they speak to me? And it believes that you have been diminished. And how dare they attack me? How dare they be rude to me? But if you look closely, only the self-image and belief of who you think you are can be attacked and diminished. The truth of who you are is whole and complete, and there's nothing that can ever change that, because all you are is pure conscious awareness. You're aware of the one trying to attack you. You're aware of the one trying to diminish you. You're aware of the body. You're aware of the death. If you were to die, your conscious awareness, the one that recognizes that you exist, is the one that still exists. You can't get rid of that. But I don't want you to just believe me on that. Words, concept, beliefs, that is not enough. Not only is it not enough, I don't want to add to your bag of beliefs. I'm inviting you to empty out so completely that you see for yourself that the only thing left is you, the truth of who you are. So can you just simply rest with me in this moment? Just rest with me. Let go of your need to figure anything out. It's one of the greatest things we can do, is get comfortable with the mystery of life. Get comfortable with not knowing, right? Because as soon as we feel we need to have a solution, we need to have the answer, immediately our mind gets busy. I'm inviting you to let go of your need to have the answers, recognizing that life and God will give you that answer in right and divine timing. And if you can have trust and faith in that, then you can let go of your need to figure anything out, which gets your mind incredibly busy trying to solve the problem. But here's the thing, the mind can never, ever fully solve your problem. It can only solve an idea or a belief of what you think the problem is, but the mind can never know. Why? Because the mind is caught in duality of good and bad, right and wrong. But your true self is a witness to those beliefs of what you think is right and wrong. Somebody punches somebody in the face, and your mind says, oh my God, that's horrible. But the witness says, I see this happened. I notice it happened. And I notice my mind says that's horrible. And yet, here I am as a witness to it, trusting and having faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to. And I don't need this experience to be any different than what it is, to be at peace, to be peace, even. And so your mind has all these judgments, needing and wanting to fix yourself, needing and wanting to fix others, and needing and wanting to fix the world. And the truth of who you are is watching all of it. Oh, I see my mind wants to fix and change this. Oh, I see my mind wants to fix and change me. I see my mind wants to fix and change my partner or this person or this situation. I'm simply going to notice that, just notice that, and stay as the witness, stay in the present moment as the silent witness to all of it without needing to fix or change any of it. And so when we ask the question, who am I? When you ask yourself that question, let go of any stories or beliefs or ideas or the even the belief or thought that says, I know who I am. Don't even carry that. Don't even carry that, because when you say, I know who you am, you've now turned it into the mind, and the mind has a label, a concept to say, well, yeah, I'm pure, loving, conscious awareness. Now you've taken on another label. I don't want to add to any labels, concept, or ideas of who you think you are, or who you think you should be, or how you think you should be, why you think you should be. Ultimately, there's just the emptiness, the pure isness, the pure beingness that's left. You know, one of the things I've noticed about Muji, Eckhart Tolle, any of the master teachers will simply say that there's no word, there's no word that will ever awaken you, because if you're using words, you're looking through the mind to have some kind of knowledge or understanding as to who you are, it won't happen, because your mind cannot understand or comprehend the truth of who you are, because it is beyond logic, it is beyond duality, it is beyond all your thoughts and beliefs. It is simply the witness to the thoughts, beliefs. It is a witness to all of it. And ultimately, you even have to let go of the seeking enlightenment. seeking awakening, because that puts enlightenment and awakening in the future rather than right here, right now. Your true self, your enlightened self, your awakened self is right here, right now. You don't need to go, you don't even need to move one single inch, because that insinuates that there's something physical to move, and you are not physical. And there's no distance between you, your true self. There's no distance, because you are the emptiness. You are the formlessness. You are non physical, formless truth. And if you don't recognize that right now in this moment, it's only because there's some kind of belief that you're holding on to. And notice when I say your true self is enlightened and awakened and is right here in this moment, notice what your mind has to say about that. Just notice the thoughts. It might say, well, yeah, but then why aren't I recognizing that? That is a trick of the mind. The mind cannot recognize it. The mind wants to sustain its existence. It's afraid to step into the nothingness because it thinks that life will be boring or there's nothing left, that I don't continue to exist. Well, the truth is, eventually the mind won't exist. You're having this experience with your mind right now, and the mind is wonderful as a servant, but not as a master. But it doesn't matter. So notice what your thought says about that you're already enlightened. Your mind might say, well, I can't see that. Can you notice that thought and just allow it to pass on by? Noticing that it's just a thought and it's not the truth. Remember, you're not your thoughts. Well, the mind might say, well, I need to save the world, to change the world, then the world will be happy, then I'll be happy. Is that true? Who are you? Does this truth of who you are need to do anything, need to prove anything? Or is that just another idea and belief that you have stored that blocks you from being the truth of who you are? My invitation to you is to empty out so fully and completely that you can see for yourself that you don't need anything. Nothing. Nothing. Your body might need things, you do not. And your body might want to, and your mind might want to take action, to do things, to create the world the way it thinks the world should be. I'm inviting you to let go of that. What if you allowed the world and life to be perfect the way it is, and you simply witness the world as it is, so that you are at peace with whatever is going on? That you let go of this story that says, I have to fix and change my life. I have to fix and change their life. I have to fix and change the world. Then I will be at peace. Who is the one that is aware of that thought? Who is the one that is aware of that belief? And that's all it is keep coming back to the one who is aware of all of it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I'm confused. Can you notice that thought? I can notice that thought, but it doesn't mean I like it. Can you notice that thought? Okay, Brett, I see what you're doing here. That's very annoying. Can you notice that thought? And that's all it is. Because the only reason the mind says that it's annoying, or I see what's going on here, is because you're identifying with that thought as if it's the truth. You say, the mind says that, look, I'm not enlightened. I recognize my experience right now. But is it that you're not enlightened, or is it that you're so fully rooted in that belief that you can't see that you are already whole and complete? And I'm not asking you to believe me, and I'm not trying to persuade you or influence you in any way to believe me. I'm just inviting you to look. Is it possible that that is just a belief and not the truth? And is it possible for just this moment, just during this meditation, that you can let go of that story for just right now? That you can rest in the peace and stillness of this moment? Sometimes when I don't have what I would describe, what my mind would describe as a as good of a meditation as sometimes, then I notice I get in my head and say, well, should I continue these? Maybe I should just lead meditation. If I don't lead it as much, then I can do it once a week and I can ask for money for it. Or maybe I should just wait for the retreat and then teach meditation there, and then maybe people will attend my retreats. These are all just a bunch of thoughts and stories. That's all. It's all of it. Any limitation you have, any stress you have, you can witness all of that, right? You can witness the thoughts and beliefs about every single stress and every single belief that says, I need life to be different than what it is in order to be happy. All those thoughts, it's whatever that thought is that say, I need life to look this way, you, the truth of who you are, is simply a witness to all of those thoughts and beliefs, all those feelings. And by the way, the one who is taking action, who is that? Is that you, or is that your person, that idea of who you think you are? Because the truth of who you are, okay, got a tap. Let me just check in and see. Let me empty out and just come back to the present moment. I'm noticing my mind had attachment to hearing what was coming up, because I had a judgment that there was something in there for me. And maybe that's why they tapped me. It's okay. I'm just noticing that thought. I'm noticing that I'm wanting to hear the words that come through. That's what my person wants. That's what my mind wants, because it says, ooh, maybe there's something in there. Then I'll come back to my enlightened. Then I'll be enlightened. Then I'll awaken. And for our mind, it's healing 10 issues, and another 10 and 20 and 30 are waiting behind it. Why? Because the mind has judgments that we're not enough. The mind has judgments that we need to look or act a certain way. And until we act and and be a certain way, then we will never be happy. But guess what? When you heal those issues, there will be another 10, 20, 30, 40, 1,000 things waiting for you to be healed, an infinite number of things to be healed, because the mind is never, ever fully satisfied, because it's caught in the world of duality. And as long as we function in the world of duality, we cannot escape the mind and the idea of who we think we are. So just be with me. Be right here, right now. Nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to do other than just be here now. And if the pot has been stirred in any way, just let all of that go. And again, coming back to melting into this moment where you're not asking or needing anything to be any different than what it is. There's nothing you need to prove. There's nothing you need to do. You don't need to earn God's love or earn your way back to the truth of who you are. No, you don't need to earn the way back to the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are is you. It's always been you. It will always be you. It is the natural truth of who you are. And as Muji has said, you don't need anything to be happy, but you need something to be sad. You need something to be unhappy. What is that something? That something is all those beliefs that you have bought into, that you have, I don't know if bought is a word. Is that a word? All those beliefs that you have bought into that keep you locked in the illusion of life and keep you locked from seeing the truth that you already are. And so, once again, just coming back to this present moment, coming back to being aware of your breath, the stillness, the silence, whatever focal point you want to choose. But you are the one just being aware of all of it. And if the mind gets busy, let it get busy. If the mind gets angry, let it be angry. Please hear these words. During the day, sometimes you might feel frustrated, disappointed, angry, maybe even hateful. Allow the mind to have that experience and just simply notice it and come back to the present moment that is beyond the thoughts and beyond the feelings. That's why you can allow the mind to have whatever feelings it wants to have. It doesn't matter if you recognize it is not the truth of who you are. Once again, just coming back to this present moment. And if your mind has drifted, simply coming back to the present moment, coming back home to who you are, the one who is a witness to your breath, a witness to the silence, a witness to the stillness, and also a witness to the thoughts that present themselves. But always come back home to the present moment, back to your focal point. And if your mind is drifted, just simply come back to the present moment. happy was our completion of the meditation there. And so we're going to begin to bring this meditation to completion. If you'd like to continue meditating, just mute or turn your device off and meditate as long as you want. And thank you so much for joining today. And for those of you who are ready to finish up the meditation, just taking in a nice deep breath. And just filling up your lungs, re-energizing this physical form that gets you around. Moving it, moving your fingers, your toes, stretching. And taking your time, and whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. And let's just take a peek here. Let's see, I don't see anybody on YouTube, so let me go over to Facebook and see what we got going on. And let's see here. Oh, that was yesterday. Where's my? Huh. I'm not getting my video from today. Sorry, guys. I don't know why my video's not popping up. Okay, well, it is what it is. I can't. Why is that? Huh. Okay, well, it is what it is. I'm sorry, I can't see anything on there. You're welcome to make comments, and I'm sure it'll pop up for me later. I don't know why it's not popping up on my screen right now. It's a bit odd, but any case, so that's it. Thanks for joining, you guys. Let's see. Today's Thursday. I'll be meditating tomorrow, heading over to my mom's. Oh, actually, no, I can't meditate tomorrow or Saturday. So no meditation tomorrow or Saturday. I might spontaneously do one, but probably not, because I'm picking up my mom. Maverick and I are picking her up tomorrow, and we're bringing her to her house to stay with us for a couple days in South Haven. And then I've got my nephew's wedding on Saturday. So yeah, so I guess I'll be meditating on my own probably. If I meditate on my own, I'll do a recording of it. Okay. So any case, thanks for joining, you guys. I'm going to try one more time here on just to see. I don't understand why the video is not popping up. It's strange. Okay. All right. Is what it is. So, okay, you guys, thanks for joining. Have a beautiful rest of your week there. Beautiful weekend. And I'll see you soon. Okay. All right. Namaste.